Right. So actually, if we just talk about of an array is a array can hold multiple values of same type with single name. That is, if suppose example, if we can just see int array x is equal to, then we can have is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have the set of elements that are present under one name, that is a, right, and single variable, these all values are present under same name, right. So these all are of same type. Listen, समझ लो, उससे वीडियो से नोट डाउन कर लेना, ठीक है, समझो अभी बैठ कर, ठीक है. These all are of same name and they all are of same type, right. They can be accessed in indexed format. We can access the values in indexed format. Indexed format means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right. So the elements of an array are arranged in indexed format and we can access them as the index values. We can access them as index values, right. Now basically, if we can just see one small thing, that right, in C and C++, right, arrays were not dynamic. Means in C and C++, arrays were not dynamic. They were not dynamic. That is, their values, their size need to be specified at compile time only. That is, we cannot set the size of an array at runtime. That is, we can set the size of array of 10 or 5 or 2 as per my requirement, right. We need to write the size of an array in the program itself as a constant, right. So we need to, right, their size need to be specified at compile time, right. At runtime we cannot specify the size in C and C++. We cannot specify the size at runtime. But in Java, arrays are dynamic. In Java, arrays are having different structure, right. What arrays in Java, right? Arrays in Java. In Java, first and foremost thing, array is an object. Array is an object, right. Second thing, arrays are dynamic in Java. Arrays are dynamic in Java. What does it mean? It means that its size can be specified at runtime, right. We can provide n to it and we can take the n from user, right. The size of an array can be specified at runtime, right. Example, same program can have array of 10 elements and same program can have array of 15 elements, can have an array of 15 elements, right. We have same program that can have an array of 10 elements, same program that can have array of another 15 elements, right. Okay, so arrays are dynamic in Java, right, correct. But once we have provided the array, once we have initialized the array, then its size cannot be changed, right? And once we have initialized the array, then its size we cannot change its size at that time, right? Okay, its size will be fixed, right? Okay, now let's see the syntax of making a single dimensional array. What is the syntax of making? First is we can have is data type, then single bracket, single dimensional, right? Variable name equal to new data type and brackets, and we need to provide the size here, right? Example, I can go for int array a equal to new int of something 5 or anything, int of n. Now one thing should be noticed, the first bracket should be left empty always. This specific bracket, we should not write anything inside it, right? So the first bracket of an array should be empty, it should be empty, while the second bracket, inside the second bracket we need to specify the size, right? Inside the second bracket we need to specify the size, inside the second brackets using the new keyword. So it means that we are making an object, right? Since we use new keyword, it means we are making an object. Another important thing is that we can make an array of primitive data type as well as objects also, right? We can make array of primitive data types or objects also. That is, if I want to write employee e equal to new employee of 5, this is correct, this is also correct, right? So this is correct. So we have this. Now basically, if you can just see here, one important thing, that we will just make a small array. We'll just make a small array here. Integer array a is equal to new int of 5, right? And then I can go for is arr of 0 equal to, let's say, 10, right? Arr of 1 equal to 20, arr of 3 equal to 30, arr of 4 equal to 40. These are the, sorry, I missed 2 equal to, let's say, 90, right? These are the 5 elements. The element will start from 0 to 4, right? It won't be from 1 to 5, right? So this is one way to make an array. We have another way to make an array, right? The way I gave you the example, right? Well, the size of an array can be known since it is an object. So we can have all its method. If you see arr dot, all the methods of the object are present here. Right? So basically, since length is a variable in the array object that provides the total number of elements inside an array, right? You can go for system dot out dot println top line. right? We have 5. So length is a variable inside the array. Length is a variable inside the array that is used for getting the length of an array. We can get the length of an array using it, right? If we just see one important thing, that I'll just print out all the elements of an array using a for loop. Just for int x equal to 0, x is less than arr dot length and x plus plus. Just I can go for system dot out dot println arr of x. We have arr of x, right? So you can just see 10, 20, 30, 19, right? So we have listed all the elements of an array have been listed here. We have simply listed all the elements of an array here, right? So you can use this for loop, right? There is one more additional loop for each loop that can be used for printing any kind of array or list. List means the elements arranged one after the other, right? We have list object in collections framework, right? We will see that later. So for each loop is one more loop. So we have a for each loop. It can be used for printing the data in any format. In fact, it can be used for printing the data in easy format. You can print all the data in easy format. What is the syntax of for each loop? But it can be used only for arrays and lists, right? We can use it only for arrays and lists. We have the syntax. We can just go for is for. First I'll just show you here so you'll get a better idea. I can go for int x as arr, okay, and system dot out dot println x. So you just see here, right? So again we get all the elements. Now what I am doing here is I am just taking one variable x here and I am writing the complete array variable here, right? Each time when the loop will rotate, arr will provide one value to x, right? So when the loop will rotate for the first time, right, arr of 0 will be present in x. When the loop will rotate for the second time, arr of 1 will be present in x. Similarly, when it will rotate for the third time, arr of 2. So this is an easy way where we can just print all the lists and arrays. The syntax can be defined as for data type and variable name. Data type, variable name, and the object. You just need to specify the object, right? You just need to specify one object here. So this is a simple how we can use single dimensional arrays, right? Now an array can also be, we have another syntax, an array can also be initialized as, how can we initialize an array? So an array can also be initialized as integer array a is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, right? We can set the elements in array in this format. We can initialize an array like this also, right? Actually, when we initialize the array in this manner, then we cannot do as integer array a and a is equal to some value. This is wrong. We can't do. We cannot do this. This is wrong, right? This will be wrong. Basically, what we need to do is we need to provide, when we are using this method where we declare the variable, at that time only we should provide the values to it, right? So here in this syntax we should provide the values when we are declaring it. जब हम डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं उसी टाइम पे इसकी वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए, else it will be wrong, right? So here if you can just see here a small thing, integer ARR is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and all these elements I can just print here now, right? So I have got all these elements here. So this is one way to initialize the array, but if I try to initialize the array in this manner, and if you see, just see, this is an error. It says me this is not a valid way to initialize an array, right? This is not a valid way to initialize an array, right? Okay. Now, as I have already told you, an array is an object. Since an array is an object, so we can easily provide one array, we can transfer one array elements to another elements just by specifying the reference type, right? So we can easily provide the values of one array to another array. How we can do that? If we have int ARR is equal to something 10, 20, 30, 40, so we can go for int array ARR of 2 is equal to ARR. In the same manner, we can also pass an array to a function. We can also pass an array to a function, right? We can also pass arrays to the function. How can we do that? Suppose we have void sum, I can just go for int array a, right? And I can just call this function as, suppose I have int array ARR is equal to some 10, 20, 30, 40. So I can just go with sum of a. I can just provide this, right? In the similar manner, we can also return an array from a function. We can also return an array from the function. We can return the array. How do we do that? Int array sum, and we can just go for int array ARR something and return, right? Fine. Now Java does supports multi-dimensional arrays. Java also supports the multi-dimensional arrays, right? Okay. Now, if we just try to notice one thing, that once we are using this array, if I just write down system dot out dot println ARR, what is the output I will get here? What is the output? Here in this case we will be getting the address of an array. So this is the address of an array that is present, right? Okay. And it will be present somewhat like this, that suppose if I made this array, so the address will be something like single brackets. It begins with this thing at the rate 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah. So this is what A is pointing to. Let's say A will be pointing to this, right? And then this will hold memory address like this. It is going to hold memory addresses like this. Okay, these are the memory addresses. We have 10, we have 20, we have 30, 40, like this, right? Okay, so this is a of 0. This is actually a of 0. This is a of 1. This is a of 2. This is a is this. This is what is a. So when I print a, I'll get this. When I print a of 0, I'll get this. A of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4. Right? So a contains the address, and when I print the address, internally the toString method will be executed.